Hi everyone, George DeCosta again from the Hunting Griff. This is part 2 of e-collars. And I'm sorry this video has taken so long, but I really did refrain from doing this video on e-collars because when I talk to somebody about e-collars, I like to talk to them one-on-one because I think it's very important to do it right. Like I said, this can be one of the most humane tools to use to work with the dog at a distance. But it can also be one of the most inhumane tools to use, like I said before, such as a shotgun, a firearm, a knife, a pool, a car. Used correctly, all those things can be great tools and very useful. Used incorrectly, they can cause death or harm. Same thing with an e-collar. So sorry this video is so long, but I want to make sure I get as much as possible into it. As you heard me on the last video, we're getting into the 3 steps, the 3 buttons on our control and for our e-collar. The one on the side I use for beep. On dogs like Coda, sometimes when they are starting to go deaf or they are deaf, then that's my vibration button. You can have different e-collars. This one happens to be Sport Dog. I've dealt with Sport Dog for many years, but different e-collars have them set up a different way. But we'll go over what I have, and you can just move that onto one that you have or that you're considering getting. The 3 buttons I have, one is either the tone or the vibration. The next button is the stimulation. Again, that's a very low level. It's an uncomfortableness for the dog. Like I said, like pulling to heel the dog, the pulling of the lead, the pushing on the rear of the dog for making it sit. You're making the dog comply with uncomfortableness, and that's all this is a slight uncomfortableness. The next button, the last button, is my Save a Dog button. And what does that mean? Well, this is a button that I use that does make the dog bark, yelp, or say whoa. And that's when I consider my dog in a condition that could cause it harm or maybe even death. Say a rooster gets up and it's flying and you have a dog that starts chasing it and there's a busy street and a car coming. I want to be able to stop that dog. I want that dog to go, what the heck was that, and stop. I'd rather have my dog get that high stimulation at the time and save its life than have it risk being out in that street. Or for snake avoidance. Porcupines, I've had dogs point porcupines, and as I go up and I see the porcupine, I say no, and if they reach for that porcupine, I hit them with the high stimulation real quickly and they back off. So that saved them from having a lot of quills in their mouth, and sometimes those quills can actually go in and cause major problems and even death. So that Save a Dog function for me, I rarely use, but it's there if I need it. And I would rather have my dog be jolted almost to whoa than to be dead or harmed severely. So that's the way I set up my controls on my e-collars. My dogs love the e-collars. They wear them all the time. So you can see there's no prongs on here. So when I let my dogs out to run about, they have the prongs on them. And in the house, I mean, prongs are off, they have the e-collars on. When they're in their house, they have it on. To them, it's just a collar. That's all it is. And they're happy to have it on. CK, come. What are you doing, big boy? Huh? Come on, big boy. Come here, handsome. You want to put your collar on? Hey. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, handsome. You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Okay. So they wear theirs all the time. You want to stay with Daddy. And they're very comfortable with it. I wouldn't be without one, especially when traveling to have the GPS on it. And my dogs roam around. I don't have to yell at my dogs. I can call them. CK, come here. Come here, sweetie. Okay, out. Good boy, good boy. So just a little beep and they come back. So I hope that made sense. I hope you understand the usefulness of an e-collar if you should decide to use it. I ask that you use it humanely. Again, it's like I said, like any other tool that can be misused and cause damage or harm, so an e-collar can, as well as many other things. I've seen people in the past misuse a whole lot of training tools leads, healing sticks, a lot of things that I wouldn't do to my dog. The same thing with an e-collar, but used properly, it can be done humanely and I think very positively. So hope you enjoyed the video, and there'll be more to follow. Thank you again, George DeCosta from the Honey Grip.